Hi guys, this is Tanya Kazi, meditation student and teacher, meditation enthusiast for the last 10 or so years. I'm here with my teacher, Dr. Lauren Roche, and our weekly chats about meditation and how it can help enhance the quality of life. Hi, Dr. Roche.
Hi. Hi. Hello, New York.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm grateful to be alive.
Yeah, yeah. The simple things, the simple, profound things. Dr. Roche, a common question that comes up often about insomnia, sleeplessness, and how meditation can help get one into deeper sleep, because oftentimes people have experienced that meditation actually makes them feel more alive and more awake at the end of the meditation. So, is there something you can recommend to help people fall asleep deeper and better through meditation?
If you're having trouble falling asleep, it's because you haven't done your chores during the day. You've pushed into the background all of this emotional processing and assessing and sorting. And so as you start to fall asleep, it comes to the foreground. And you should have done that earlier in the day, starting in the morning. So yes, you can do things in the evening to prepare for sleep, but it's better to start first thing in the morning. And say that you give 20 minutes twice a day to meditation before breakfast and before dinner. That's 40 minutes. If you're approaching meditation in a way that suits you, it'll give you back that time plus. The key is to welcome your process. There's no suppression in a healthy meditation practice. You're welcoming every thought. You're welcoming every surge of excitement. And over time, your body-mind system learns to modulate the excitement so that it's just the right amount of energy for each of your chores. If you can't fall asleep at night, it's because you've been misusing your energy. Meditation is about repairing the wear and tear and the hurt and the fatigue and the exhaustion, the defeat, the depression that comes from just going for it in life and having our hearts broken again and again. Meditation is a powerful tool for recovery and adaptation. Think of meditation as that, and then find the meditation techniques that work for you, because there's thousands of techniques.
And each individual being an entity unto itself requires something unique that works for them at a certain stage in life, because even that changes.
It changes, and meditation changes every day. So that's the gift that we have, is that there's these thousands of techniques that are available. The challenge is finding what works for you. Meditation is like a giant shoe store the size of a football stadium, but there's no sizing. There's just shoes, and there's no sizes on them. And people don't even know what they're for. Like, here's a shoe meant that built out of paper, and it's just like an art project. It looks good, but you can't move in it or walk in it or dance in it or anything. It'll fall apart, but it's so beautiful. And then here's one that's like a work boot with steel toes, but it's the wrong size for you. So you have to do quite a bit of exploration.
This is why
It's like take your foot and get to know your foot, which is at your own individual nature, and never make yourself wrong. Like, don't try to squeeze yourself into something that does not fit.
this right there is centuries of wisdom, because this practice of meditating makes you so aware and intimate with all your nuances. All
You become so intimate with your neurons. That's a great sentence. And the last thing you want to do is insult your neurons, like going in, say, oh, you're defective and you should shut up. That's the very last thing that you should do. Really, it would be better to not meditate. You could, for example, just listen to music instead of meditating and learn to listen to it and just do that. You could do that. Or you could look at great art. Just look at great art. Or just go sit and look at nature with your eyes open and breathe with nature for 20 minutes twice a day. You don't have to sit inside of a room with your eyes closed.
But you realize that what you're recommending and what you're saying is so counterintuitive to what centuries of gurus and teachers have been saying, which is, don't listen to your neurons. Listen to me. Silence your mind. Sit with an empty mind. How do you feel about that? That what you're saying is just completely...
Well, that's true. That's true for the monastic tradition. That's what being a monk is. It's a kind of Botox and plastic surgery on the soul, where you try to kill the natural person. You try to kill the personality and replace it with an idealized. That's what being a monk is. There's like an ego death, and it could take many years. The monk might be depressed for 10 or 15 years, almost suicidal. But instead of committing suicide, they murder their natural personality and replace it with a spiritual personality. It's symbolized by shaving the head and giving up their name and taking a spiritual name. And in a traditional society, you also give up all claims to your family farm, and it's irrevocable. There is no going back ever. You've given up your family, so that if you even saw them on the road by accident, you wouldn't recognize them. So it's an irrevocable divorce from the person you were born to. And that's a profound path for a certain percentage of people, which might be 0.1%. But these people sometimes are spiritual geniuses who just, I want out of here. They just want nothing to do with marriage, women, especially women.
I thank you so profoundly for elucidating this, so profoundly, because so many people have gone off track and lost a meditation practice because they've been following a prescription that was good for monks. That was what monks had imbibed, and they feel failures at it. And I know you talk about this so much in your trainings as well, but I feel like we need to keep reiterating that. So
we do, and we have a lot of work to do. It'll probably take a century to evolve a truly Western approach. I mean, many of my teachers were monks, and I love them. I've never had a problem with the monk, ever. But from the time that I was 18, the monks who trained me said, like, see these robes? Like, I'm a monk from the Himalayas. Like, see your Hawaiian shirt? You're a surfer from California. Like, take these teachings and adapt them to the people of the West, because imposing our path on householders is a crime, and it will damage them.
And I love this, and it reminds me of the time when we were in our training in Hawaii in December, and at the conclusion, at the end of the training, I remember we had gone through an intensive, and you had told each one of us to take the teachings and make them ours. And that teared up a lot of us, because which teacher does that really? And so many are so busy positioning themselves as gurus and follow me, I'm the one who will give you salvation.
That's what people want to hear. That's what's popular. I lose a lot of people by not saying that, because it's a lot more work to wonder, who am I and what technique is best for me? And take the time to explore yourself, and then use Lauren or another meditation teacher as a coach, where together we'll explore what practice will work for me.
Because your teaching empowers people, and people are just inherently scared of that kind of power.
It's very scary, and also it's insecure. Whereas when the teacher is pretending to know, I know all, I see all, I am the great Oz, I am the great Oz, follow the yellow brick road, follow your breath, sit cross-legged and try this technique. when the teacher is like channeling the great Oz, it's temporarily very soothing. You trade your individuality for security. It's very healing. Yeah.
Yeah, it is like we sign up for the betrayal. That's the self.
We sign up for the betrayal. We trade something we didn't know we had, which is our authentic inner voice. Now, to be fair to all meditation teachers, we've inherited in this time, say, standing here in the modern West, anytime the last 100 years, it's as if truckloads of wisdom have been dumped. So it'd be like standing somewhere and 10,000 books have been dumped in a parking lot. And it's like how to meditate. And any one of them could take a lifetime to explore. And for the people who developed them, the techniques came from within and were native to their own culture.
That is so profound. What they taught was things that were native to them, to their culture, thousands of years ago. How can we possibly take that prototype and make it ours in this world? We have to come up with our version in this present time. That is powerful.
And the ancient teachings can remind us of that. We can reverse engineer them.
Wow.
And that's what I've done. Like, I love mantras so much. I spent many years learning to give mantras, like Sanskrit mantras. And then I discovered that if I was willing to take the time, it might take several hours, I could ask a person what sounds, what arises from within. And I just sit there and listen and ask questions. And a person would arrive at their own mantra. But instead of taking a few minutes, like if I give them a mantra, it would probably take 2 hours.
Especially when mantras can be in languages that make no sense to us. It's so much more powerful to come up with your own mantra in a language that you actually comprehend.
Yeah.
I love this, Dr. Roche. Thank you so much for this chit chat. This is so useful. Until next
time. Yeah.
Thank you.